Good morning and welcome to Hug Fest number 1. A Hug Fest is something that I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever done it, but I did do it 2 years ago and last year at the convention in doTERRA. And we had a wonderful time. We had people racing all over, sharing recipes, bringing me names when I was doing autographing, and they won a secret blend, and we called it a hug fest because people were sharing hugs and they were sharing fun, and so many good things were going on. So we've created a series of cards, and this is the first in the series to help people with that. And I'm sure you guys think it's fun now, but wait till you see the results you're going to have, like, 6 months from now, because it takes time for change, doesn't it? So here we go. I have to move this funny little thing over so I can see the page we're talking about. And let me start out by saying I've believed in affirmations for a very long time. And the big reason I believed in affirmations was because I'm really effective at what I do. And what's kind of surprising is if you're really, really good at something, you can be really, really bad at the opposite of something. I know that sounds funny, but let's think about that for a minute. So if I'm really good at cooking, I could be really good at bad cooking because I would know how, right? Okay, so here we go. This first slide says, have you ever noticed how a hug from the right person can just melt the stress away? We have all experienced this. And whether it was from a refreshing new encounter with somebody at church, at school, a mother you suddenly discovered you had so much in common with, it was like you lived in the same house. Whatever it is, when you have a spontaneous or even a practiced hug with a spouse or a best friend, that suddenly the stress melts away. Well, part of what we're doing with the affirmation card set that I have out there, and some of you already have it, I saw it in your comments. Thank you. Thank you. We are working really hard to help you get in touch with your virtues. It's been something you guys have all heard me beat the drum about for a long time. And everybody keeps saying, I've tried, I've tried. And what does Yoda say about try? There is no try, there is only do. So we developed some tools so you can do you. And there's nothing more satisfying than a self hug with a promise to figure out what the lesson's about. So if you take frankincense and wild orange, you pour it in the palm of your right hand, and you reach over and you put your right hand on your left shoulder and you rub in the frankincense and wild orange. With your right hand, you're crossing your heart, aren't you? When I'm shifting gears between clients, when I'm shifting gears between projects, I've always done the right hand on the left shoulder to free up my last problem solving efforts. Because when you're stuck in problem solving and you move from room to room, the next room might have something else that you need your undivided attention given to. So if you just take that little break and put the frankincense and wild orange on the palm of your hand and you rub it on your left shoulder, you suddenly are just in touch with your peace, your happy space. And I call that a self hug because I think about my flowers, I think about my blooms, I think about the sunsets, I think about my friend Phil, rides his bike every day across the Brooklyn Bridge because he lives on Brooklyn and rides into Manhattan. And he stops and take a picture and he puts it on Facebook. And it always brightens my day, the different perspective that Phil has just taking pictures of the bridge every day from different angles, different ideas. Like this morning, it was lightly raining here. We really need a heavy rain, but it was lightly raining, but it made everything shine bright on the Brooklyn Bridge, which doesn't always look new or clean. But the secret to change, because if we say to ourselves, we need to change something, we are not happy with the flow, we have a firm struggle each day finding peace, it's really important that we allow ourselves the opportunity to think differently, to proceed differently inside of our own minds, because the secret of change is to focus all of your energy on building the new. If you are focused on, I can't do it, it always goes wrong at this point, everything's falling apart, even if that's how it appears from where you're sitting, it's really important that you shift and focus your energy on cleaning up the spilled milk. Focus your energy on whatever it is that you know you are creating. See the office reorganized. See the kitchen floor clean. See your ability to do those things. That is so important. And if you are not willing to change, then don't expect your life to. It's really important that you get it, that if you are willing to change even a little shift in your expectations, everything is going to change around you. If you expect disaster, you're going to have disaster. If someone in your home is using a substance they should not use, but you keep feeding them and saying it's okay if they don't get a job, and you're just pretending the substance isn't bothering you, their life and your life can't change. You need to take steps for your peace. And part of that is either there's no smoking in the house or you get out of the house. That's what it comes down to. There's no middle path. Now, why affirmations? People say to me all the time, why affirmations? When they say that now, what I say is, well, do you meditate? Do you sit quietly every day for 20 minutes? And most of us will say, no, we don't have time. Most of us will say, I'm not into meditation, or I only listen to guided meditation before I go to sleep at night, so I have a good rest. That's a great way to use meditation. I encourage de-stressing before you go to sleep. That's wonderful. My experience is with living human beings, there's a lot more vitality within you than you've given yourself credit for. And what I have experienced is when you are doing affirmations, you summon your known wisdom, your balanced energy to propel you forward in earnest to complete your goals for the day, to complete whatever it is that's hanging over your head, to have the courage to speak up when you need to speak up. Whatever it is that you need a lift for, if you declare that's what your intention is, if you focus your energy right in peaceful expectations, restating your choices for, I have a positive balance in my checking and my savings account, rather than saying I'm always broke or I can barely make it from paycheck to paycheck. How about I have a positive balance in my checking account? I pay my bills on time cheerfully. When you make a statement of intention, you lighten up, you have less resistance, you have less guilt. Affirmations to me are a great way to be free from distractions. What's a distraction, you ask? Well, turn on the TV. Any commercial will do it for you because you're going to react. And whether it's a political commercial or a new drug fest that people have going, whatever it is, it's going to distract you from whatever your focus was a few minutes ago to be successful about your positive balance in your checking account. Are you with me so far? Oh, good. When you state affirmations, you wake your mind up to expect positive change. Because even if you're only in your 20s, like some of you young people, you don't realize you have circles of thought. You get in the car, you play things back. There's a music that comes on, there's your favorite song comes on, you play back memories. And when these things happen, again, you're out of the present. You're out of right here, right now, because when you dwell in the past, you're not moving forward. You get to allow yourself a new perspective, and you allow awareness of virtues, because if you back off on your judgment, if you back off on your criticism of yourself, then you have lots of room to find virtues. When you're focused on your virtues, you're free of other people's opinions. I mean, sometimes people get dressed when they go out in case they run into somebody they know. I had somebody say that to me the other day, and I went, what difference does it make? Do you like how you look? When you get up and you get dressed, do you like it? Or are you comfortable going out in your pajamas? You have to decide. None of those other people live with you or pay your bills or know your true treasures. Why do you care what they think? With affirmations, when you start the day with affirmations, when you start each project with affirmations, you are giving yourself extraordinary freedom. Freedom from old habits. Old habits might be, oh, I have to do so many closet cleanings. I have to wash so many walls before I can do the part that I like to do. So if you are going through all that, what good is it? You just have to choose to have a fill in. When you recognize you're playing back your old circle of criticism, it's really important that you recognize you have a choice. If you need to carry a blend of frankincense and wild orange with you to help you remember you have a choice, that's great. The affirmation cards are about choices. Let's go on. Here's an example. And several people wrote me questions, and I'm glad you did, because I'm going to help you out with that. When it comes to affirmations, I really believe a clear statement of positive intention is what's important. When we want to eliminate weight, my experience has been you're much more successful instead of saying, I'm going to get thinner. What you're going to say is, I'm feeding my body what is healthy for me, and I'm taking action in an exercise format that I can realize more extraordinary good health. When you state the present positive, you are totally supporting the positive side of your cells. If you state he who shall not be named, like weight elimination, that kind of holds it in place. Like instead of saying I am debt free, I said, my checking account has a continuous positive balance. Money flows to me easily and often. I am often surprised how the universe rewards me. I don't try to tell the universe how. I just accept all gifts and prizes and ideas with a gracious heart, and I'm very grateful. Now, we made these cards so that they have positive values on them. Everyone I know in our age group, 60s and 70s, is seeking still balance in their life. They're trying to balance retirement with money, with things they want to do, with grandkids, with kids. People are trying to figure out the line between helping and enabling. And those are all really good things that sometimes are difficult to sort out. Where is the line between helping and enabling? But if you seek balance and you say, I am breathing in faith and love, that means you're taking a moment to adjust your perspective. This statement moves you into total present moment right here. The white fir, the frankincense, and myrrh is an extraordinary blend because it balances crown with base immediately as those three. White fir, frankincense, myrrh. It's very exciting to watch what happens when you take a simple blend. You either put it in the palm of your hands, rub your hands together, inhale, or you rub it in the back of your neck, or you diffuse it. Always work. And if you just stand for 30 seconds saying, I am balanced, I am breathing in faith and love, if you say it over and over again, just for 30 seconds, you will be amazed at how much better you feel. Plus, then all of your intelligence, which is in all of your cells, rise to support your clear statement. Even if the phone rings and something surprising has occurred and you're distracted, because you spent that 30 seconds declaring, it is amazing the shift. It's amazing how calm you will be able to be to finish. Now, what also is helpful when it comes to affirmations is that you just try very hard to accept what is. You know that old statement about figure out what you can control and what you can't, and the things that you can't control, stop trying. It's really good if you identify things that you can control and set the intention for what will be. Positive balance in your checking account. Calm in moments of panic for other people. Whatever it is you want to see the virtue of within you, just state it because it's already there. Now, let's talk about how to use the deck because several people said, oh, there's so many ways to use this and I'm so excited. Okay, here's some basic ideas. Pull one card out a day. Just put them in a little bag, put them out on a table, all face down, draw a card, and just focus on that thought or pick that thought for a week. Remember to keep the card with you so that you can say it over and over again all day long. You can put the cards back together at noon, shuffle them, and pick another one. I invite people to the house. When they come through the door, I have them draw a card. That's how I get them to try different oils, is because there's an assortment of blends here. And we're going to talk about how to use 1, 2, 3 oils and what it is your intention is. But that's how I start a party. Sometimes I give out a thought for a day. Sometimes I give an intention card, but it all ties back into recognizing you have patterns and habits in your mind that only you have control over, and playing back yesterday, playing back previous pain or what you may have viewed as something that was less than successful doesn't help you right today. The only part of the past that helps you is accepting it was a lesson. And now that you've had the experience, you get to do it different. Isn't that great? You're all very creative. You all use oils. So I know there's lots of ways that you can do this. One of the things I teach an advanced healing class for healers who got tired. Nobody out there is a healer and gets tired, right? They said, let's do it different. I said, okay. So now they pick two. When they come to the house, they pick two. And what they do is they evaluate the two and they decide which virtue could benefit them the most about drawing that virtue to them. Because sometimes people have a hard time believing in their value. So if you pick a virtue that you admire in somebody else, and you draw more of that virtue to you, it's sort of like tuning a piano. When you are using those oils, when you are stating with clear intention, I am more diplomatic every day. I find better languaging every day. Those are things I say all day long so that I draw to me inspiration to be able to communicate to people what's important for their heart, for their consciousness. So when the healers show up and they choose two, it's kind of interesting to see how they view the virtues and the suggestions. So I know if you guys do this with yourselves, choose a couple, you will be amazed at your own goodness. Now, when there's 3 oils on the card or 2 oils, you can pick one and make a clear statement of intention. If you want to draw that virtue, draw circumstances to you so that you can notice that virtue within, use 2 out of the 3. Somebody said I'm still writing. Okay, hang on. Let me try again. For one oil, you can choose one of the 3 oils. Make your clear statement of intent, and it's amazing what will happen if you remember to say it all day. If you don't want to use the oil all day, put some in an inhaler, take it with you. Then the oil fragrance and your remembering to state something positive will be synonymous. Okay? It's really important that you do that. It's really important that you grasp everybody you know has struggles, but everybody you know has virtues like you have undiscovered virtues. So are we ready for oil number 2? If you're going to use 2 oils out of the 3, or both oils if there's only 2 oils on the card, this is to help you summon circumstances, friends, family, have you reading in one of your major books, the virtue that you recognize within yourself. Are you with me on that? It's what you're paying attention to. Remember at the beginning, we talked about focus all of your energy on your intention of what you want happiness to be. That's where your focus needs to be. Avoid fighting, avoid resisting a problem. Go around it. Just see it solved. Because, like, I gave up Ben and Jerry's. I don't go to Ben and Jerry's anymore. I don't go down the aisle in the grocery store that has Ben and Jerry's. Why? It's not good for me. I'm weak. I would see Chunky Monkey and think, oh, look, it's just a little container. And then, like most addicts, I would be off and running. I would have to get Chunky Monkey and whatever else they have that I haven't tried yet. So I don't go down that aisle. I don't fight it. I just don't choose to participate. Now, with 3 oils, it gives you extraordinary balance. All of these blends will help you with your personal balance of letting your heart speak louder than your mind. Remember, your mind collects all the fears of the world for you and will play them back for you. Don't do this. That's scary. Don't change anything. That's scary. That's your mind talking. And remember, the mind is the baby part of you. Your heart is the eternal part. Your heart is the part that's connected to the boss, to the universe, whatever name you have for the center of everything that's good. It's in your heart. And when we start reasoning, quote unquote, we can talk ourselves out of some wonderful adventures. Using the 3 oils will draw to you very rapidly people who already have this virtue, whatever it is, manifest fully, that you may notice how they use it. Is that helpful now? I've crafted the oils to go with the intentions to do with the chords of your heart. Everyone has virtues. Everyone has extraordinary goodness. Everyone has the spark within them of the center of all that's perfect. We get distracted. So I'm suggesting we use essential oils, clear statements of intention, and repeated affirmations that you might notice your virtues, your love expansion, your trusting yourself. So much will happen if you just use them. You have so many tools at our fingertips. And you know what's funny? Several weeks ago, one of my best friends got a cold. And she called me and she's coughing and hacking and blah, blah, blah. And I said to her, "Are you using your oils?" "Oh, I have to get up and walk across the room." I said, "Oh, so you're calling me for sympathy when you haven't used the tools at your fingertips to make yourself feel better." And what do we all know a cold is? A cold happens when we resist the lessons in front of us. That's when people get colds. Not because there's a big germ in the office. Sorry, germs, I just blew your cover. But that's for another talk. Today, we really just wanted to talk to you about the affirmation cards because I feel I was inspired to do them, to share them with you. I have another whole set ready to print, but I wanted to see your guys' response to these, to see you use them successfully for you, and that when you pay attention with our personal peaceful growth calendar, you have affirmations for every day and projects and music, and it's just jam packed with ways to subtly and with great simplicity enhance your life, to achieve your goals, to have ongoing peace. And it's not 10 pounds from now, and it's not when this person leaves and that person grows up. It's right now. Your virtues are ever present. And when Hermann Hesse made this statement about your stillness and sanctuary, he was talking about your happy place. Everybody has a wonderful happy place. And it is really, really important that you discover your happy place and you choose to go there when you recognize your patterns of negative criticism about yourself. Someone asked, okay, a cold happens when we are resisting the lesson we've just gone through. Many people, after they build a house and they're all excited, they move into it, they get everything organized, and 2 weeks later, they've got a cold. Why do you think that is? They're resisting all the lessons and the freedoms they've given themselves about letting go of old and adjusting to new. I hope that's helpful to you. It's not a criticism. It is not a criticism. Anything I say to you that sounds like criticism, I'm working on my languaging. It's not meant as a criticism. It's just that I'm older, and this is what I've discovered about people who have reported illness. And when in doubt, just be thankful for something. When you feel like you can't find a virtue, when you feel like you're unable to see your goodness, look outside. See the beautiful birds, see the dragonflies. Yesterday we were at the US Open. There were dragonflies all over our section in the stands, and people kept saying how funny this was. They were just like commenting about the beautiful dragonflies at the US Open. They'd never seen them before. And of course, my husband's with me, and he's accustomed to Mother Nature showing up wherever I am. And I just keep loving the dragonflies. And the more I admired and loved them, more of them showed up. And finally, John leans over and says, "Honey, it's okay if you love them now and tell them to go back to their house so we can see the game." But there's always something to be thankful for. Look outside. Look at your neighbor. See something fun. Okay, here's the story, because I'm running over time. Sorry. Discount on direct purchase through me. Write to me if you can't find the link on one of my many pages on Facebook. You only have till September 3rd, because then our friend Roxanne has them. She just got them in. She's received them. She's ready to ship them to you September 4th. You're going to have to go to essentialoilgear.com. And our other friends in the wholesale business will also have them during what do you call that? During convention. So they will be available, but the sooner you start, the sooner you'll discover your wonderful virtues. And I'd like to thank you all for stopping in this busy Thursday morning. And I want you to have a great day. Hang on, somebody asked a question. What do you call that? Oh, yeah, convention. Denise, you're making fun of me. Yes, I love the cards. I really was inspired. You didn't hear me take credit for this, right? No, I didn't do these. I had lots of help and lots of downloads, and that's why we ended up making so many sets. I have so many sets ready to roll out, guys, but I could only afford to print so many at a time. Okay? We love you guys, and thank you so much. Have a great day, and have fun. Bye now.